What's up? Welcome into your Buckeye Rush Hour for a Monday. Winding it down on a Monday afternoon / evening, November 13th, 2023. Welcome in, everybody, ladies and germs. Fine fans of the Buckeye cast. We appreciate you. Thanks for popping in. Okay, today we're talking recruiting. We got to do some recruiting updates. We've been a little light on the recruiting lately. There have been a lot of dudes on campus coming through the Woody. This past Saturday night, we had close to 40 guys on campus for the game. See, that's the key when you have a night game, a 7:30 game on a Saturday night. You can get a lot more kids to attend who might be playing late Friday nights, maybe some Saturday afternoons. But if you have a night game, it is a recruiting advantage. Not that we want to play all the games at night. I sure as fuck don't want to stay up till 10:30 or 11 every night and getting ripped, getting wasted on victory shots. But there is an upside to it. So got to take the good with the bad sometimes. So let's run through the list here. We've got some good news, bad news kind of situations. PC, I'm sure you want the bad news first, so let me see if I can skip ahead. Okay, here's the bad news first scenario for you, PC. Billy, I hope you don't mind. Everybody else, please hit the like button. Okay, so two 2024 prospects did not make the trip on Saturday. Five-star tackle Jordan Seaton, he was supposed to be on campus. He had a practice. IMG had a practice Saturday morning, and they didn't have a playoff game or anything. He has a game next weekend, I believe, is when they have their next game. And for some reason, he could not miss this practice Saturday morning. So we'll see if we can get him here for the Minnesota game this coming weekend. I wouldn't hold my breath, but hey, who knows? This kid's all over the map. He's been on a campus virtually every week of this fall schedule. So I wouldn't hold my breath on bringing him in. But anyways, also 4-star Nebraska defensive tackle commit Carlin Jones. He was supposed to be on campus Saturday for the game, but his team had a playoff game on Saturday. So obviously, can't make it, but he has rescheduled officially for the Minnesota game. So a little bit better news there. So we're warming up a little bit. So let's talk some flips. You got Amaris Williams, the Florida defensive lineman commit. He came back. This was an unofficial. He took his official a couple of weeks ago. Now he came back on his own dime, an unofficial visit. So that makes me feel better. I hope it makes you guys feel better. So good sign there. We'll see if the spatula is out and Coach Jay is doing some late night grilling. Miami wide receiver commit Chance Robinson was on campus, and Northwestern offensive line commit Gabe Van Sickle, the coolest name in this class, obviously. GVS, we'll call him here. So they're all making all these guys are making their second visit to the shoe for a game. So obviously Justin Fry's got to go after GVS. Brian Hartline's got to turn on the charm for Chance Robinson, and we'll see if we can flip one of these guys. I don't expect to flip all of them, but I bet 2 out of 3, like a wise Meatloaf once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Something to that effect. Anyway, so let's see what happens with these flip candidates. And who knows, another one might pop here or there. And you got Carlin Jones showing up for the Minnesota game this coming week. So boner jams. Let's go 2025 guys on campus. There's a shitload of them. Let me go through the list here, and then we'll come back and read just some of the quotes they had to say. All right, let's jump back to 24. We got a bunch of current commits: Mylan Graham, Max LeBlanc, Ian Moore, Aaron Scott, Bryce West, Garrett Stover, Deontay and Devontae Armstrong. I think those guys might be Siamese twins. I don't think has anybody seen them not in the same room together? Get back to me. SWD, Sam Williams-Dixon, and long snapper Morrow Evans. Yes, he is a Buckeye commit. So all those guys from the 24 class were on campus working to assist with the flipping, assistant to the griller. Now, the 25 class, Tavian St. Clair, TSC, Tractor Supply Company. He was on campus as usual. He probably has his own reserved seat in the stands, I would imagine. And then you had three-star linebacker Eli Lee from Akron-Hoban, current Buckeye commit. They were on campus, but then there's a ton of 25 guys. Five-star offensive tackle Micah DeBose, four-star safety Fahim Delane, four-star running back Byron Lewis, four-star wide receiver Philip Bell, four-star tight end Amari Winston, four-star defensive end London Merritt, four-star linebacker Tavares. He also goes by TJ Alford, four-star linebacker Dante McClellan, four-star defensive back Trey McNutt, four-star defensive back Jameer Scott, three-star wide receiver Preston Bowman, three-star linebacker Grant Beerman, three-star O-lineman Javon McFadden, three-star corner Terrence Edwards, and running back Michael Taylor. Apparently does not have a rating, whatever. And some 2026 guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on those guys because it's a long ways away, man. Five-star quarterback Jared Curtis. I like this guy. Five-star safety Zealous Nix. Four-star quarterback Will Griffin from down here in the Tampa way. Four-star offensive lineman Tyler Merrill. Wide receiver Malachi Toney, running back Javian Mallory, quarterback Briggs. Don't pop my cherry. I had to. I had to. I couldn't let that one go by. Offensive lineman Adam Guthrie and defensive back Cam Thomas. Most of those guys don't have star rankings yet, but they are 2026 guys. So let's check out some of what these 2025 guys had to say. It was big to get that current Georgia commit Micah DeBose on campus, the five-star. He grew up in Ohio, but lives in Alabama. So you got some ties there back to the Buckeye State. He was offered by the Buckeyes back in July after making an unofficial visit, and this was his first game day trip on this past Saturday. Fahim Delane, he's a top 30 guy. He was supposed to visit for the Penn State game. He's out of Maryland, but was unable to make it, so he rescheduled for the Sparta game this past weekend. He's one of the top safeties in the class, so very interested in the Buckeyes there. One of the Buckeyes' top running back targets, Byron Lewis, came for the game. That was his second game day visit. He was here for the Penn State game just a few weeks ago. And then you got all the other guys, Bell, Alford, Amari Winston, all showing up and loving the Buckeyes. Let's see, what do we got here on Nicholas Rodriguez, linebacker out of South Florida, teammate of Jordan Lyle, the running back commit, St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale. He took an official back in June to Columbus, was in town for a game day visit in September, and we were trying to get him back on campus. Miami is working to flip him, but Laurinaitis and Jim Knowles continued to work on him, and he's currently committed to Missouri. Don't forget that. 6'1", 215 athlete. So we'll see what goes on there. I don't know if they can. I don't know. You're gonna have to get him on campus for the Minnesota game. That's all. And other than that, what are you gonna do? You know, you can't get him on campus after the Michigan game. That's going to be virtually impossible, getting ready for hopefully a Big Ten championship game. So we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't hold out hope. I mentioned this last week. I think Nicholas Rodriguez is also dating Jason Taylor's daughter. Taylor is the D-line coach at Miami University of. So keep that in mind. He may want to stay home. Let's see. Just checking on anything else for Chance Robinson, Gabe Van Sickle. Yeah, not a lot. Robinson's the 4-star from St. Thomas Aquinas. Yeah, he was hanging out a lot with Mylan Graham at the game Saturday night. So that's always good. Mylan Graham's a good dude from Indiana. So not a lot there. Malachi Toney, 2026 receiver from American Heritage. I like that guy. I've seen some of his tape, and he's a good size. Byron Lewis, the 2025 running back, also from American Heritage. He has a crystal ball to Ohio State already. Then you got he's 6'1", 205. That's good size. I like that size. Once you get under 6 feet, I get a little concerned, but you got to be special if you're under 6. And of course, Jeremiah Smith. How could we go, 10 minutes into a show without talking Jeremiah Smith? The circus never ends. It just changes cities. So right now, Florida State is the biggest contender outside of Ohio State to flip him. Florida and Miami are trying still to get him on campus. He might show up there, but it's just for the cash grab. That's all. So what's going to happen after the season. Brian Hartline's probably going to get some overtures from other teams, offers. He might even interview for OC jobs with other teams. Maybe even, supposedly he interviewed for a head coach job at Cincinnati a year or two ago, I think it was a couple of years ago. So people are going to try and come after Hartline. So when the dust settles, in the middle or end of December 20th is early signing day, and Hartline is still a Buckeye, most likely, Jeremiah Smith will be a Buckeye. So barring some earth-changing things, I think Jeremiah is still a Buckeye. But he's just, it kind of makes sense to keep your options open. So if something does happen with Hartline and Hartline goes somewhere that maybe Jeremiah is not interested in, at least he doesn't have to restart the process from zero. He's already got relationships with Florida State, Florida, Miami even. So it makes sense if you're Jeremiah, and he likes the attention too. So screw it. So let's pop in the chat, see what you guys got going on. Oh, I got a question for the chat. Let's go. Give me your top 4 CFP ranked. Who are your top 4 playoff teams right now after watching another weekend of games? Anything change? Anything different? Do the Buckeyes get jumped by Georgia? Meat chicken. Does Bama climb up into the top 4? Or is Washington and Oregon still out there on the outside looking in? Let me know. Give me your top 4. All right. Checking on the chat. Oh, Jeff said he might call in, but yeah. You see me holding my breath, don't you? I'll take a swig. What's Spanish for please hit the like button? I gotta get Google Translate on that. Quiero like. Billy's up first. He says, "Howdy, Joe and Castians." Is that from the Bible? I didn't read that part. PC, what's up, gang? Billy says Amaris Williams is supposed to be here on an unofficial. Wonder how that went. Yep. PC, yes, bad news first. So yeah, the Jordan Seaton news is probably not a surprise, but Doesn't look good. But he's going to make good money wherever he does go. RDB, I'm driving. Going to just listen today. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. All right, thanks for the warning, RDB. Drive safely, man. Billy says we're way ahead of Michigan overall in recruiting class, but not in O-line. They're way ahead of us there. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to have to hit the portal in the offseason for the O-line help. I mean, that's what Michigan's been doing. They've been bringing in like 25-year-old offensive linemen every year, you know, dudes that are like grown-ass men, especially with the COVID year included, you know. Jeremiah says, hey there, number one, Ohio State Buckeyes, 38-1, smashing. Yeah, it's 38-3. Jeremiah, you psycho. He said, let's keep smashing the opponent all the way through the college football playoff, and let's go Buckeyes. That's right. Billy says, be safe, RDB. PC, I'll take 2 out of 3, better than 0 of 3. Yes, I agree with that. Odysseus says, O-line is the most development position. Yeah, takes time. Yeah, we're kind of seeing that, you know, going through the growing pains. Carson Hinsman, you know, second-year guy. He's a redshirt freshman. So still struggling. Like I mentioned in the PFF grades today on the Daily Blitz, still struggling at center. Billy says the Armstrong Bros rankings don't seem to have gone up since they committed months ago. Yeah, that's a little frustrating. I don't know why. They run the shit out of the ball at St. Ed's. Those guys are road graders, man. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Steven, what's up, Steven Stopolsky? Hey, how you doing? PC says, uh-oh, dating a Miami coach's daughter. Scratch that one. Yeah. Do those girls like to party or something? If so, I'm going to have to make a road trip. Just kidding. All right, PC says, if we're left out of the CFP for some ungodly reason and FSU gets in and makes a good showing, what are the odds Jeremiah Smith flips to FSU? I'd be shocked. First of all, that's a lot of ifs right there. We're left out of the playoffs. Second, FSU gets into the playoffs. And third, FSU makes a good showing. Those are 3 stretches right there, buddy. I don't know. I don't think he flips regardless unless Brian Hartline's at FSU. I'm going to stick by that. This says TCUN recruiting about to implode. If the NCAA would get their shit together and actually do something before, I don't know, National Signing Day, maybe that would have some effect. But the shit's up in limbo, and I don't know. I haven't seen any kids decommit yet. I mean, Jimbo got fired at A&M over the weekend, and only one dude decommitted. So what's it take, you know, for kids to flip? PC says top for CFP, maybe UGA and Ohio State flip. That's about it. Okay. Odysseus has his CFP rankings as Ohio State, Georgia, Washington, and Florida State. Billy has Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and FSU. That's an interesting top 4. Okay. Steven says, saw some footage of Jeremiah McClellan out of St. Louis. Oh, yeah, he's a beast, man. That dude, we got some freaks coming in this 2024 class, assuming everybody sticks. I know there's been a little bit of smoke with Jeremiah McClellan and Oregon, but I don't think there's anything there. I think he's a Buckeye. Yeah, good point, Steven, on McClellan. Dose Jeremiah's. How's that sound? PC, por favor, oprima el button like. Thank you. I'm gonna have to write that down because I'm gonna have to reuse that. Thank you, PC. I appreciate it. Steven says, meat chicken first. Oh no, he has Michigan number 1, Ohio State, Georgia, then Washington, Georgia 3. Wow, interesting. Billy says, has Fry yet proven he can develop or recruit? Well, He's gotten Josh Simmons to not commit a penalty every game. No penalties by the O-line this past weekend, the starting O-line. So only took 10 weeks. That sounds like development to me, Billy. I think he's an excellent developer. I think he's one of the best in the country, from what other coaches say. And recruiting, let's see what pans out. I'm curious to see what this 2023 class does in the near future. Josh Padilla, Severell, all those guys, Luke Montgomery. I mean, Montgomery cracked the starting lineup in the Bison package, right? The extra lineman. So when the Buckeyes go big, they bring in a true freshman, Luke Montgomery. So that's pretty good, I would say, right? I know he came in pretty well developed, his dad being a coach at Findlay and all that, but prior to the 419. But I think Fry being less than 2 years on the job, year and a half, I think he can develop. Let's see the recruiting. When's the last time? I mean, I guess Stud did technically get Donovan Jackson. He was a 5-star. Matt Jones was a 5-star center, which, by the way, he played 10 snaps at center this past game versus Sparty. I think Hinsman might have gone out with an injury. I completely missed that. I got to go back and watch that. Anyway, I think, he's got to land a 5-star. I mean, it's not going to happen in this 2024 class, right? So start working on 25s. You can flip this Georgia commit, Micah DeBose, 5-star. Then I'll tip my cap to you, sir. So, jury's still out on Fry's recruiting. I don't think that's a stretch at all. Odysseus says Hinsman is a concern for the game. I'll maybe try Matt Jones at center. Yeah, like I said, Matt Jones took 10 snaps at center. I think it had to be in the third quarter. I got to go back and check that because I didn't even notice that watching it a couple times through. So, but I think it was due to injury. Hinsman was dinged up a little bit, and then they ended up bringing in the second team O-line. And Vic Cutler ended up getting 3 snaps at center, and Jacob James too. So, but that was in garbage time. But Hinsman is a concern. He's a real concern, man. Going against those D tackles of Michigan. I mean, they rotate them through. They got like 6 or 8 dudes. Back to the chat. Odysseus says he's already done a great job this year, given what he had to work with preseason. Yeah, talking about Fry. I agree. PC says, thanks for clearing that up about Smith and FSU. That dude makes me nervous. Yeah, I know. He just likes the attention, and he likes getting paid to go visit colleges on the weekend and post about it. You got to, it's like doing a commercial for the college, basically, minus all that annoying paperwork. Billy says, you have more faith in him than I do. Talking about Fry. Jeremiah says, my top 4 in the CFP: number 1, Ohio State; number 2, Georgia; number 3, Scum; number 4, FSU. Okay. Tyler. Hey, Tyler, man. You missed it last night. You won the free t-shirt contest. I sent you a comment. I sent you a message through the comments in YouTube. But reach out to me. I need to know. Just go to the buckeyecast.com, pick out a t-shirt, give me the name of it, the color you want, the size, and where you want it sent. So please let me know, and I'll get that sent out to you. You had 42-0, and the total was 38-3, which is 41 points. Elementary school math. PC says, I'm hearing conflicting things on our O-line against Michigan State. I heard it was better, but I also heard that Hinsman didn't do well. Any thoughts? I have lots of thoughts. I think the running backs made the O-line look good. The PFF grades were horrific. especially in the run game. But Hinsman is the weakest link. We still have this major inconsistency with the guards and tackles. I mean, they'll be kick ass against the pass and then suck against the run or in the running game, from game to game. It's just, we cannot get these guys to be consistently consistently good, man. It's fucking frustrating. Oh, I want to throw something. But yeah, Tyler says, guys, apparently Michigan is America's team. Yeah, well, they have been through a lot. Tyler, come on, man. You got to give them some sympathy. Give them some fucking credit. They've been through a lot in the last 3 weeks. Coach wasn't on the sidelines. Assistant coach who may or may not have, but definitely did benefit from the sign stealing, is telling the world how much he freaking loves Jim Harbaugh because Harbaugh is taking a bullet for him. But he's doing it for the fucking kids. We know that. Paychecks. What? Who wants to get paid to coach? I'd do it for free. Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, Harbaugh thinks of Michigan's America's team because why? They've been through a little adversity. Ooh. Adversity, an old wooden ship. Billy says the national media has been sucking on Michigan's teat all year. Yeah, and it's going to continue. I mean, when you let ding-dongs like Charles Woodson and ding-dong Desmond get on TV in front of a freaking camera and you give them a microphone and they get to say whatever they want, this is what happens. It's pathetic. Odysseus says the cheaters may be Canada's team. PC says, anybody see Corum after the game? Blood all over you. They're running that kid to death again this year. Yeah. Tell you what, man, don't run him 35 times this week against Maryland. You saw what happened last year against Illinois. Fucking hyperextended his knee, did not even play against the Buckeyes. So, yeah, good point, PC. Corum's good. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but everybody breaks down after a long season of running 20 to 25, 30 snaps a game, Odysseus says, gambling smoking gun may come out soon. Okay, I like to hear that. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I'll be combing the message boards, as it were. So that one's not going to surprise me. And that's Weiss, right? Matt Weiss in the gambling, because they found browser cookies on his computer for gambling sites. So I assume you're talking about Weiss. Yeah, PC, exactly, just like last year with Corum. Odysseus says Corum is ineligible for what? What's wrong? Can't somebody on the coaching staff start an LLC with a player? What could possibly be wrong with that? That seems very, very legitimate. Yeah, Billy, Sharon was crying. Sharon Peters. Odysseus says Moore was crying because he knows a show cause is coming. You hope so. You would hope so, right? I mean, the NCAA does have to slap him with one. And what's his name? Minter, the DC. Both of these guys. And Harbaugh for good measure. Slap them all with like a 5-year. Fuck them. Get them out of here. Yeah, Billy, you're right. An inconsistent O-line might be a problem in 12 days. Could be a big problem. We gotta be peaking for that Michigan game. I know. I feel like we're kind of jumping ahead, but I mean, we got Minnesota this week. Not really much of a ball game, but I feel like we're kind of jumping ahead, and I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, PC exactly. Sharon Morris should have been suspended too, and Minter. Yep, Billy agrees. Both coordinators should have been suspended, and would have been a real punishment. What does Harbaugh do game day anyways? Nothing. They seem to have no problems functioning play to play, throughout the game without Harbaugh there. Matter of fact, I could probably make a case that they're better off without him pissing and moaning, throwing his clipboards and shit like that. PC says Corum is good short range, but 25 to 30 runs a game will get him killed. I know it. Odysseus says that Petitti's actions completely don't match the 13-page report. I didn't read the report. I was going to read the report, but then I did something else. But anyway, I don't know what is in the report. I'm guessing the report sounds much more damning and damaging to Michigan than a 3-game suspension. But yeah, I'm not surprised. If you want to win hearts and minds and really get your point across, you put it in a 13-page report, right? And where is this Petitti guy? Why hasn't he come out to a fucking camera and microphone? Dude, read this 13-page report in front of a camera, please. Or at least, highlight it. Give me some bullet points from it. Petitti, get out here. Hiding up in your ivory tower, making moves. Anyway, Billy says Corum doesn't need to go to the NFL. He has a thriving vacuum repair business. Does he have to split the funds with Stallions? I wonder if Stallions still lives in that house. I have to think that Stallions could not afford a $500,000 house in Ann Arbor and the HOA fees. So apparently this HOA is a bunch of pricks, which no shit. Yeah. Show me an HOA that's not, and I'll show you a liar. Anyways. PC said, oh wait, Tyler says, he's going to cry from failure on November 25th. That's right. PC says, heck yeah, buy cheap vacuums at the Salvation Army, clean them up and sell them as new, but at a discounted rate. Yeah. I didn't check the Amazon reviews, but apparently people were not happy with the Stallions reused vacuums. They say they sucked. Come on. You guys didn't think of it first. Ray, what's up, Ray? Good to see you. He says, hey, Joe, just wanted to say I literally worked on a 95, 96 Honda Accord with 1 million miles on it. I swear to God, the guy was paying us over $3,000 for a tranny. Oh, man, no bull. So this Honda Accord, yeah. Ray continues. I say is a great thing because I would call that durable. That's a good point. Durability is key. Number one ability for a quarterback and a car is availability, right? I think we can all agree on that. Whether it's a Maserati or a Honda Accord. That's funny though, Ray. PC says TCUN pocket glizzy gladiator hairball equals addition by subtraction. Yes, exactly. Win-win. Lose. Billy says Harbaugh is a statue on the sidelines during games to wash the pigeon crap off him afterwards. Nice. Yeah. Do they hose him down? They spray him down out there at the 50, maybe? Bend over, Jim. Odysseus says, yeah, it's very damning. Okay. But Petitti has zero cojones. See, that's where I don't. How are you going to, as a commissioner of a conference, a league, anything, how are you going to write all this scathing stuff in a 13-page report that outs the entire program, basically, but you only slap them with a 3-game suspension? And no talk, there's no Big Ten championship. If you like, there's no talk of him being suspended for postseason play. Petiti controls the Big Ten conference championship game. He controls, who plays in that, who's suspended, who's not. No word. Yeah. Yeah. PC says TCUN is not fighting the hairball suspension for a reason. My guess is they are thinking, thank God it wasn't Minter and more too, which is what I was hoping for. Yeah. So they got to wait till Friday to get in front of a judge. That's pretty funny. Like, do you need hardball in Maryland? Honestly, come on. You'd be lucky to have him on the sidelines for the Buckeye game. Honestly, the way it's looking right now, I'd be surprised. This judge doesn't seem to give a flying fuck about Michigan football in Ann Arbor. Yeah, Odysseus says Booster's probably involved with Stallions. I wouldn't be a bit surprised there. But is that against the rules anymore? I don't know. Seems like all this pay for play and money, and I know this, that coaches can't give, at least Ohio State coaches can't take their salary and give it to the NIL collectives yet. I'm sure that's coming down the road in all states, but some states you can do that. Like I'm pretty sure Mike Norvell did that at Florida State, took part of his salary, gave it to a collective. But it's different in every state again, because there's no fucking rules that are goddamn bug. What the fuck? There's no rules, like blanket rules across the country. So till then, air conditioning guy was supposed to come here today before 5, didn't make it. I was hoping they'd try and come to the door. Flex on you, air conditioning guy. Where were you? Anyway, I'm just talking out of my ass here. Thank you, PC, for laughing at my joke. They sucked. Odysseus says massive illegal gambling ring. I bet. Oh, so involving boosters and Weiss. What about the coordinators? You think it involved Sharon and Minter? Seriously, that's a serious question. I'm wondering that. I have to do some digging. Billy says if I were a TTUN fan, I'd be ecstatic about only Harbaugh getting suspended. I agree 100%. I mean, they look like they were a well-oiled machine against Penn State. Mika Hanna, hey, I've heard of you. How you doing? Welcome to the show. The assistant coaches should have been punished too at TCUN. Yes. Yeah, we're definitely all on that train, man. And just waiting on the NCAA as usual. We'll see when they want to get into the game. I did hear that speaking of NCAA, they are on the Central Michigan campus today. So I'd be worried if I were you. Not really. So just getting around to it, it's no emergencies. We'll get to it. PC says, I've been saying the same thing. Mika, TD doesn't listen to me, I guess. Yeah, see, PC, I'm right there with you, man. He's got us on the pay no mind list. Odysseus says, it's only a game-based suspension as well. At least make it 3 full weeks. That might be a little bit more damaging, a little bit more detrimental for the team if it were, don't go to the facility for 3 weeks. Yeah, I agree. Definitely not good for recruiting. Odysseus says, I bet they're all involved. Okay. All the coaches, that would get messy. But you have to wonder, had they confiscated Sharon Moore's computer and Mentors and the other staff members, like position coaches and stuff? So if they haven't, that's kind of a telltale sign that they don't think they're involved. If they've taken everybody's computers, then I'd be walking on eggshells around that facility if I were on the staff. But Billy, official visitors for Central Michigan. Those are official visitors. Jeremiah says, what Petiti did to Michigan is only the tip of the Titanic iceberg. This has only started. Yeah, I think you're right. We've gone quite a bit of time, though, between all the stuff that came out in the first week, and now we haven't really had anything new as far as related to the story other than the Blake Corum LLC story, which is not really a big deal compared to everything else. So we haven't really had a lot of new stuff come out. I'll do some digging after the show to check on what's going on with that 13-page report and what's in there. But Petiti has seen the NCAA's and evidence against Michigan, so he's just talking first. You know, the NCAA probably is going to double up on their report and make it 100 pages or something, but it'll be interesting to see what they come up with and when it comes out. That's more important. Billy says, not jealous of Petiti at all. He should slap the whole Michigan staff for making him have to deal with this crap. Yeah, I would. Set the tone early, right? He's only been on the job, 6 months, 7 months? Slap them all. Odysseus says new leaks may lead to further punishments. That sounds good. More punishments. PC says, how about McCord and JJ having pretty much the same stats against PSU? Yeah. At least Kyle had a pass attempt in the second half. And a pass completion, by the way, not just an attempt, a completion in the second half. I'm not saying that Michigan doesn't trust JJ, because obviously they do. And they just wanted to run the ball down the field. You know, they didn't really have to do anything, you know, throwing the ball. You know, why risk putting the ball in harm's way, you know, and you know, help Penn State come back late, you know. But what do you guys think about Mike Yurcich being fired? We talked about it Sunday night a little bit. I think that's interesting. That guy, he's a bad coach. He's a bad offensive coordinator. Now we see why he was shown the door in Columbus. Okay, Mike. Yeah, your security card doesn't work anymore, bud. Pack your shit. Steven says the NCAA will bust their bubble sometime in June 2024. We'll have to vacate all wins back 2 years. Harbaugh gone. 3-year bowl ban, just a guess. That's a good start. Got some Big Ten trophies to rip. They didn't win any bowl games, you know, in that time, or CFP playoff games, so can't really take anything from them there, right? Darn it. Odysseus says McCord played better than Beavis versus Penn State. Yeah, he did. Right. Yeah, Billy, I agree. That's kind of the at first blush, you know, most recent game, common opponent. Yeah, make JJ or AKA Beavis throw the ball. I agree. See if that O-line can stay together, stay upright. Buckeyes are going to need everybody on the D line to have themselves a day. So PC says, did TCUN's game against PSU feel as dominating as ours? I never felt like PSU would win. Just wondering if TCUN was the same. I felt like the second half, especially late third, early fourth, when it was obvious Penn State could not stop the running game, you knew Michigan was just going to run the freaking ball down their throats. I mean, why do anything else if it's working? So I would say, for me, I felt like Michigan had their game with Penn State in hand maybe earlier. Just my 2 cents. Matthew, what's up, Matthew? How's the work day? How much concrete did you lay out today? Matthew says, Michigan, we're going to smash scum. Penn State blew that game, calling those plays in that fumble. Yeah. Yeah, Penn State. James Franklin is horrific. Matthew says he needed fired. Yeah. Talking about Yursich, I assume. Matthew says Kyle just have to take the yards in front of him. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, we need to get that ankle 100% or as close to for Kyle. And just in case there's a lane up there, I mean, Drew Aller exploited those lanes that opened up right up the middle. Did you see that? O-line made some massive holes, and is because of the D-line was running stunts, whatever they were doing. But there were some holes there, and Aller took advantage. I think he could have done it more often. And if that happens in the Buckeye game, I think Kyle has to take advantage. Odysseus says Yursich is almost Brian Ferentz level bad. He is. He's down there, up there, whatever. Yeah, Matthew, I agree. Give Emeka another week off, but you need to get him in game shape. He's been out for a few weeks. Need to get him back in shape somehow. Yeah, Billy Franklin. Yeah, besides not being able to call plays in game, manage a game in game, he definitely can't hire an OC either. I would have felt better with Sean Clifford back there for Penn State. Aller looks bad. They can't stretch the field. They don't try to throw it deep. And I'm not even sure Lambert Smith is the guy to stretch them. Caden Saunders, the slot receiver from Westerville, good, but not ready yet. Doesn't look like. I don't know. PC says, I never thought PSU would beat us. I did think they would beat TCUN. That's true. I remember you, PC. You called that Penn State victory months ago, but yeah, didn't look good. Billy says, start Lincoln against the Gophers. Why? I don't think he knows the offense yet, Billy. It could be a shit show. You might know the handful of plays he ran last week. What else here? PC says, I'm hearing TCUN O-line isn't particularly strong this year. Yeah, I've heard that too. I was going to do a comparison with the PFF grades, O-line versus D-line, Ohio State versus Michigan, probably this coming week. Thinking about going live every day next week, except for Thanksgiving. Got to take Thanksgiving off. But maybe we'll do shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. What do you guys think of that? You want to go live an extra day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday? PC, I'm sure you'll be out shopping on Friday, but maybe you can get back in time for the show. I'm just tweaking you. You know that. Lavelle, what's up, Lavelle? How you doing? Hopefully EE slides to the second round for my Browns. Okay. Yeah, Browns could use a nice Emeka Egbuka, right? Good little slot receiver. Odysseus says the Michigan O-line gets wrecked by a good speed rush. Well, we got guys that can do that. I think you got to rotate the ends a little bit, keep them all speedy and fresh. So just, getting a little bit of a head start on the Michigan game. PC says, I'm sure the wife has some crap for me to do. Yeah, that'll be your Black Friday, huh? I think Iowa plays on Black Friday, don't they? Is that Iowa, Nebraska, or something like that? Isn't there one of those shitty Big Ten games? Yeah. All right, PC, I'll be looking for you. Yeah, we're going balls to the wall next week. Ohio State versus Michigan. Tail of the tape. Matching up position groups, wide receivers versus their secondary, their D line versus our O line, and vice versa. Quarterbacks, quarterback versus quarterback. How's that matchup look? So, yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff on tap for next week. Gonna be a little different, but fresh. Fresh is good, right, Billy? Keep it fresh. So yeah, hit me up with any other questions or anything you guys might have. Bing bong, bing bong, bing. PC says I'm interested in common opponent stats and stuff like that. Okay, we can look at common opponents. We can compare the Michigan or the Penn State game. The only difference is we played them in Columbus. Obviously, Michigan had to go to Happy Valley, but yeah, we can look at some common opponents. That stuff. What else is happening? I'm gonna do some combing here. Lincoln Riley says, I laughed when I heard the quote of the Team Up North coaches and players call for fake outrage. That's good. I'll get in there and read some of that. Still haven't seen any Michigan player, coach, alumni, or anything say they never cheated. Still haven't seen anybody claim that they did not cheat. They just, throw out all the other shit. Jeremiah says, bring it on every day, leading up to Thanksgiving, saying how Buckeyes will beat Scum you. That's right. Post Stallions before they got caught. Will be skewed. Yeah, that's right. Pre and post Scallions. Right? AS after Scallions. BS before Scallions. Yeah, they were caught red-handed. PC, I agree. That's why they can't say they didn't cheat. Exactly. Hey, folks, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Got over 100 viewers. Notice the numbers are growing. Proud to say that. Yeah, exactly. Odysseus says they just project and blame the source of the leaks. Yeah. Ryan Day, cry harder, things like that. Blame everybody else for their problems. Usual lowest common denominator kind of reactions. Yeah. All right, folks, I'm out of material for today, but I think we'll go ahead and bounce, and we'll have the Daily Blitz tomorrow morning, defensive grades. IGB had a great day. So be on the lookout for that. And then Wednesday, we'll be back live 4:30, and probably, what should we talk about? See if there's any recruiting updates, stuff like that. We might have a short list of recruits attending the Minnesota game this week. It is a 4:00 kind of mid-afternoon game, so hopefully we can get some guys back on campus. Weather is supposed to be okay, like 55. So, all right. Appreciate you, PC. Yes, you're welcome, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. You know what I mean. Anyway, appreciate everybody joining me. please hit the like button on the way out the door and leave your glasses and beer bottles and cans at the front, and the waitress will pick them up. All right. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.